Welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you're a coin collector, history buff, or just someone who stumbled across a handful of change and thought, wait a minute, this looks special, then you're in for a real treat today. Because we're diving deep into one of the most talked about modern coins in the numismatic world, the legendary 1812 to 2002 Washington quarter with the P mint mark. And believe it or not, this little piece of metal could be worth over $66,000. Yes, you heard that right. Over $66,000. So sit tight, grab your magnifying glass if you've got one, and let's get into the rich history, the unique features, and the incredible market value of this rare gem. Now, to begin with, you might be wondering how a quarter that says 1812 to 2002 even exists. After all, the Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. So, what's up with the 1812 date? Here's where it gets interesting. The 1812 to 2002 marking is actually part of a commemorative issue. In 2002, the U.S. Mint released several state quarters and special editions to celebrate American milestones and history. But one specific design featured the dual date 1812 to 2002. This was not just a random selection. 1812 marks the year of the War of 1812, one of America's early and defining military conflicts. This quarter was created to commemorate the bicentennial of that war. A piece of numismatic history that merges 2 centuries together in a single coin. Now, let's talk about that P mint mark. The P stands for the Philadelphia Mint, the original mint of the United States and one of the busiest. But not every quarter with a P mint mark is worth a fortune. So what makes this one so special? Let's break it down. This specific 1812 to 2002 P quarter has certain traits that make it astronomically valuable. First, it's extremely rare. We're talking about a minting error or a limited release variety that was not widely circulated. Some reports indicate that fewer than 100 examples of this quarter with the exact striking and features have ever been found in the wild. Second, condition is everything. The quarter in question, the one that fetched an eye-popping $66,304, was in near-perfect condition. That means no scratches, no dulling, no heavy circulation wear. It was certified by top grading agencies, likely receiving an MS 67 or even higher. In the world of coin grading, that's basically perfection. Third, collectors love a story, and this coin has one. Not only does it commemorate a pivotal war in American history, but it also has a very short window of availability. Combine that with the high demand for Washington quarters and the rarity of pristine specimens, and you've got a recipe for a serious bidding war. Now, let's talk about the market value. Right now, in 2025, the most recent auction for a top-graded 1812 to 2002 P Washington quarter hit a jaw-dropping $66,304. That's more than most people pay for a car. That's more than a down payment on a house. That's more than the average college tuition for an entire degree. Why would anyone pay that much for a quarter? The answer is passion. Serious collectors are willing to pay top dollar for a coin that checks all the boxes: rarity, historical significance, pristine condition, and certification. And as time goes on, the supply of perfect condition examples will only shrink, making them even more valuable in the years to come. But here's the best part: you might actually have one. Yes, it's possible. If you've got a collection of state quarters or have inherited a coin jar from your grandparents, you might want to dig through them carefully. Look for the 1812 to 2002 dual date, check for the P mint mark, and most importantly, examine the condition. Even if yours isn't in mint state, it could still be worth significantly more than 25 cents. Some slightly circulated versions have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So don't toss it in the vending machine just yet. Now, let's take a moment to compare this with other valuable quarters. We've all heard of the 1932 D quarter, the 1950 S, and the famous 1970 S quarter struck on a Canadian coin. But this 1812 to 2002 P mint quarter is rapidly climbing the ranks, and many believe its value will continue to increase over the next decade. The key takeaway here? Coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's an investment. And sometimes, that loose change in your pocket might just be your lucky ticket to thousands of dollars. So the next time you get a quarter back in change, don't ignore it. Give it a glance. Check the date. Look at the mint mark. You never know, you might just be holding a $66,000 piece of American history. That wraps up today's deep dive into the 1812 to 2002 P Washington quarter. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating coin stories and rare finds. Got a rare coin of your own? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins and hidden treasures. Today, we're talking about a coin that might just be sitting in your pocket change, your old coin jar, or maybe even passed down from a relative. It's the Washington quarter dollar, specifically the one with a P mint mark and the date range 1848 to 2004. Now you might be wondering how a quarter could possibly be worth over $48,000. But hang tight, because the story behind this coin is one wild ride through American history, minting quirks, rare errors, and collector gold mines. Let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932, designed to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. Originally intended as a one-year commemorative coin, it became so popular that it entered full-time circulation and replaced the standing Liberty quarter. Now here's where things get a little tricky. You might be scratching your head saying, hold up, 1848 to 2004? But the Washington quarter wasn't even minted in 1848. You're absolutely right. That date actually refers to a special commemorative or error coin, and we'll get to that part of the mystery very soon. First, let's talk about the P mint mark. This means the coin was minted in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Mint didn't begin using the P mint mark on quarters until 1980. Before that, quarters from Philadelphia simply had no mint mark. So when you see a Washington quarter with a P mint mark and an odd date pairing like 1848 to 2004, you're looking at something that's either a deliberate commemorative strike, a mint error, or possibly a custom piece that has somehow found its way into circulation. Now let's get into the real reason this coin is making headlines and stirring up collectors across the country. One of these quarters, with the 1848 to 2004 date range and the P mint mark, recently sold for a jaw-dropping $48,697. That's right, a single quarter, just 25 cents in face value, ended up being worth more than a brand new car. So what's the catch? What makes it so valuable? It comes down to rarity, historical interest, and unique characteristics. This particular coin is believed to be a transitional error, possibly struck on a commemorative planchet or featuring an unusual die pairing. The date combination of 1848 and 2004 is not standard issue, which raises serious eyebrows in the numismatic community. Whether it was an official mint release or an extremely rare error, this coin has something that collectors crave: mystery, limited supply, and a connection to American heritage. Let's talk about the market value. As of today, based on auction results and private sales, this exact coin with the specific traits we've discussed has been valued at $48,697. Keep in mind that coin values are heavily influenced by condition, known as the grade, and the level of demand. A coin in mint state condition, we're talking about virtually no wear, clean surfaces, sharp details, can command an astronomical price compared to one that's been in circulation for decades. If you think you might have one of these hidden gems, here's what you should look for. First, the date. If your Washington quarter reads 1848 to 2004 on the obverse or reverse side, you've got something out of the ordinary. Second, check for the P mint mark, which will be on the right side of Washington's ponytail. Third, examine the coin's edges, color, weight, and any visible signs of misstrikes, doubling, or off-center features. Anything that looks unusual or inconsistent with standard quarters is worth getting checked out. You'll want to have your coin professionally graded and authenticated. Organizations like PCGS and NGC are the industry standard. They can tell you exactly what you've got and assign it a grade, which is crucial when it comes time to sell. And speaking of selling, high-end coins like this don't usually go on eBay. They're often sold through specialized coin auctions, private collectors, or elite numismatic dealers. Now, let's talk history for a moment. The date 1848 is significant in American history. It was the year the Mexican-American War ended. It was also the beginning of the California Gold Rush. This era represented massive change in the United States, territory expansion, population growth, and the roots of America's transformation into an economic powerhouse. The 2004 date, on the other hand, is modern but historic in its own way. The United States was entering a new era post 9/11, and the state quarters program was in full swing, reigniting interest in coin collecting across the nation. Could this coin have been a secret tribute? A limited prototype? An experimental mint product? We may never know for sure. What we do know is that only a handful of these coins have ever surfaced, and when they do, the numismatic world takes notice. Here's the takeaway. Always check your change. Always look twice at the coins in your drawer, your wallet, your old piggy bank. Because one small quarter could change your life forever. It might look ordinary. It might sound like just a piece of metal. But it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars if it has the right story behind it, and that's the magic of coin collecting. It's a treasure hunt where the prize could be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world of numismatic wonders. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your pockets full of potential. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're into rare coins and valuable currency, then you're going to love what I have for you today. We're diving deep into one of the most surprising and fascinating coins in American coinage history, the 1982 D Washington quarter with a D mint mark. Believe it or not, this seemingly ordinary coin is turning heads in the collector world, and recently, one of these coins shocked everyone when it sold for a jaw-dropping $89,577. Yes, you heard that right. Let's find out why. First, let's go back in time. The year is 1982. Ronald Reagan is president, E.T. is playing in theaters, and the U.S. Mint is going through a bit of a transitional period. Due to budget cuts and economic issues at the time, the Mint decided to stop producing uncirculated mint sets that year. This move unintentionally made many coins from 1982 and 1983 extremely rare in high grades. Most people just used them for everyday transactions, never knowing they could be worth a fortune years later. The Washington quarter itself had been around since 1932, originally introduced to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. It quickly became a staple of American pocket change. The quarter's design features a bust of George Washington on the front, with the word Liberty above and the national motto, "In God We Trust," on the left side. The date appears at the bottom. On the reverse, there's a bald eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows, surrounded by olive branches, and the words United States of America and quarter dollar. Now let's zoom in on the 1982 D quarter. The D refers to the Denver Mint, which is where this particular coin was struck. While millions were produced at the time, the real rarity comes into play when we talk about condition and the missing mint sets. Because so few were preserved in pristine state, finding one in excellent condition is nearly impossible today. And when it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. In the grading world, coins are rated on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin with no visible flaws even under magnification. The quarter that sold for over $89,000 was graded MS 68, which means Mint State 68. That's nearly perfect. For a coin that's been circulating for more than 4 decades, that's an insane level of preservation. Think about it. How many quarters from 1982 have you seen without scratches, wear, or grime? Not many, right? That's what makes this one so valuable. Now let's talk about the big money. The quarter we're talking about was sold in a high-profile auction. Collectors were absolutely blown away by its condition. Bidding was intense. Offers kept going higher and higher until it finally closed at an eye-popping $89,577. That's life-changing money for a single 25-cent coin. Imagine pulling one of those out of a forgotten coin jar in your closet. You go from 25 cents to almost 90 grand in an instant. So why exactly is this coin worth that much? It's a combination of scarcity, historical significance, collector demand, and incredible condition. Coins like this don't come around often, and when they do, serious collectors are willing to pay a premium to own a piece of numismatic history. Plus, the fact that it comes from a year with no mint sets makes it even more desirable, and here's the kicker. There could still be more of these coins out there. You might be holding one in your hand right now without even knowing it. So what should you do? Check your quarters. Look for the year 1982 and the D-Mint mark just to the right of Washington's ponytail. Then take a close look at the coin's condition. If it looks unusually clean or sharp, it might be worth having it graded by a professional coin grading service. A professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can give your coin an official grade and possibly certify it as a valuable collectible. Even if your coin isn't in mint state 68, a high-grade 1982 D quarter can still fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its quality. Every little detail matters in the world of coins. Sharp strike, clean surfaces, no major scratches, and strong luster all contribute to a higher value. You don't need to be a coin expert to find treasure. All it takes is curiosity and a little bit of luck. So check your pockets, check your piggy banks, check that old jar of change on your shelf. Who knows what might be hiding in plain sight? In summary, the 1982 D Washington quarter is one of those rare coins that proves how valuable everyday change can be. With no uncirculated mint sets, extremely limited high-grade survivors, and massive demand from collectors, this coin has skyrocketed in value. And with one selling for $89,577, it's definitely a coin to keep your eye on. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video interesting or helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more rare coin stories and money secrets. And if you've ever found a rare coin in your change, drop a comment below and share your story. Until next time, keep searching, stay curious, and happy collecting. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we dive into the fascinating world of coins, collectibles, and currency treasures you might just have lying around the house. Today we're taking a deep look at a very special coin that's turning heads in the collector world and making waves at auctions across the country. I'm talking about the 2017 D-Mint mark Washington $quarter coin that's been catching attention for being worth way more than face value. In fact, one of these coins reportedly sold for a jaw-dropping $12,000. Yep, you heard that right. $12,000 for a quarter. Let's get into the story behind it. So first, let's talk about the basics. The Washington quarter has been in circulation since 1932 and has undergone many design changes over the decades. In 2017, the United States Mint released quarters as part of the America the Beautiful series. These quarters feature national sites from each state and territory. The 2017 D quarter specifically highlights a location like Ozark National Scenic Riverways in Missouri or maybe even George Rogers Clark National Historical Park in Indiana, depending on which specific coin we're talking about. But what makes this particular 2017 D-Mint mark quarter stand out isn't just the design on the back. It's something a lot more subtle and a lot more exciting for collectors. Now, the D-Mint mark means that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint. Millions of coins are minted there every year. So what makes this one so valuable? It's not about how many were made. It's about how rare this particular example is due to an error that occurred during minting. You see, the $12,000 quarter is a rare error coin. Error coins are mistakes made at the mint that somehow slip past quality control and get released into circulation. These errors can include things like double dies off-center strikes, missing elements, and die breaks. And when it comes to the 2017 D quarter, the error in question is believed to be a double die error or a struck-through error, which are both extremely collectible when they're in good condition and certified by a professional grading service. Double die errors happen when the coin is struck more than once by the same die, but slightly out of alignment, causing parts of the design, especially lettering and dates, to appear doubled. Struck-through errors, on the other hand, occur when a foreign object like grease or cloth gets between the die and the coin during striking, causing part of the design to be missing or distorted. Both types of errors can dramatically increase a coin's value, especially if the coin is otherwise in mint state condition with minimal wear and sharp detail. Now here's the kicker. One of these error 2017 D quarters was graded by a professional coin grading service and received a high grade of MS 67 or better. MS stands for mint state, and the number indicates how perfect the coin is on a scale from 1 to 70. The closer to 70, the more perfect and the more valuable. Coins graded MS 67 and higher are incredibly hard to come by, especially when they also include a dramatic error. That combination is what led one of these coins to sell at auction for a stunning $12,000. That's life-changing money for a coin you might just find in your pocket change. But let's not stop there. What's the current market looking like for the 2017 D Mint Mark Washington quarter? Well, right now collectors are hunting these coins and paying good money for well-preserved examples, even without errors. A clean 2017 D quarter in high mint state condition without any major flaws can still fetch anywhere from $20 to $100, depending on the condition and the demand at the time. But once you add an error into the mix, especially a confirmed and certified mint error, the price can skyrocket into the thousands. If the error is dramatic and the condition is pristine, then that's where those eye-popping numbers like $12,000 come into play. So, how can you tell if you have one of these valuable coins? First, take a close look at any 2017 D quarters you might have. Use a magnifying glass if possible. Look at the details. Check the date, the lettering, and any unusual textures or marks. If you notice doubling on the letters or numbers, if something looks off-center, or if there's a part of the design missing or smeared, you might be holding a genuine error coin. Don't clean the coin, whatever you do. Cleaning it can destroy its value. If you think you have something rare, your next step should be getting it evaluated by a professional. Reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate the coin and assign it a grade, which will give you a much better idea of its market value. You might also want to check auction results and listings from coin dealers to see how similar coins are being priced and sold. Keep in mind that the coin market fluctuates just like any other collectible market. Demand, trends, and rarity all play a part in determining value. Now you might be wondering if you should start hoarding every 2017 D quarter you find. Well, it never hurts to keep an eye out. The chances of finding a valuable error coin are slim, but not zero. People have found $1,000 coins in coin rolls, pocket change, and even old jars sitting in closets. It happens, and it could happen to you. At the very least, it's worth checking. And who knows? That one quarter you almost spent on a vending machine snack might just be worth more than your CAR. So, to sum it all up, the 2017 D Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar coin is part of a beautiful and historically rich series. But what makes it worth up to $12,000 is the presence of a rare and dramatic mint error combined with a high grade from a professional grading service. While most of these quarters are only worth face value, a few lucky examples have become incredibly valuable collector's items. So the next time you get change at the store, don't overlook the quarters. Take a moment to look closely. You just might strike silver, or in this case, $12,000 in copper and nickel. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow treasure hunters. Got a coin you think might be valuable? Drop a comment below and let us know what you found. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and good luck on your coin hunts.